Right, I've just gone and bought the cheapest Kubota 0.8 ton mini digger, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll tell you how much I paid. So this is the little U17 Kubota, which is the bigger brother of our 008. Now, if you watch till the end of the video, we're going to be asking you a question as to what you would have done if you'd have been in our position. Now, we've chosen to do this project in here. Mainly because it's dry, it's warm, it's clean and tidy, unlike the workshops. We've got stuff everywhere at the moment. We've got a lot of projects on. But yeah, I mean, it is clean and tidy. But for me, it's just a little bit too clean, you know. I mean, the walls look a little bit bare. So Kubota, if you're listening, you know, help a brother out. Now, when we started to look around as what was available, obviously, there was plenty of offerings from Kubota and all the major brands, but you could also see a lot of these brand new imports from China. And the price was very tempting. Some of these prices are, you know, nearly half what a machine like this would be. Or you could go down the second-hand route. That'll mean getting a machine that's maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And the cost will be upwards of £8,000, £9,000 and £10,000. But it will be a top quality machine and from a very well known and respected manufacturer. So for, let's just say, £6,000, £7,000, you could get a new Chinese machine of obviously lower quality. 500 quid, you'd have a stab at it. £5,000, £6,000, £7,000. I'm not throwing that away. I don't think anyone can really afford to, especially in today's you know, economic climate. So this is the route we chose. And that was the whole thing, because, all right, we're initially going to pay more money, but we're going to end up with a machine that we can keep on top of with maintenance, and it should last us years. Now, okay, this machine is obviously from an ex-hire fleet, so it's probably not had all the TLC that one would hope, but it's all right, it's all there, and it's a good basis to start off from. Going down the route we've chosen, as we said, we can get the parts that we need for it. It's not just a throwaway item. So what we've done is we've put our money where our mouth is, and we've gone for this little 008. We know it needs work, but what it needs, we're not exactly sure at this point. So let's go right back to the start, the very day we picked this up. It was bought, as I said, as a trade-in, and it was bought by us, basically as spares or repair. It was done through a main dealer, and they just said, look, yes, we have got this machine. It is a national fleet hire company. It does need a lot of work. Now, that said, when I went to pick it up, it didn't run. We just picked up the little 0.8 ton Kubota, and the battery is as flat as a pancake. And yeah, I can use the booster pack, but it's just going to become a pain, isn't it, having to do it every time. So we just come along to the Kubota construction dealer, which is Shell Plant, and just got ourselves a brand new Kubota battery for it. So that's the first thing we've spent on it, new battery. It was then a case of getting it loaded, and it tracked, it ran okay, and you know, seemed all right, but I just got it on that trailer and then got it back so we could have a good look over it. The first thing we did is we took it to a friend's place in Wales to shake it down and see what it did, see what the problems were, what issues it had, if it performed all right. Basically, we wanted to see what was in store for us. So you got the mountain up there, runs down, and then here you got a ditch, a big ditch going that way. We've also got the work experience girl on the little 0.8 there on the micro. It'd have been cheaper, honestly, to get a day trip to Diggerland. Anyway, so we're sorting that out now. So jobs are good. So we used it and we saw that there were 1 or 2 issues that we would have to address, but we knew there would be a lot more once we started to delve deeper into the machine. The one thing, however, which I was a little bit disappointed with straight off is that brand new battery. Just 2 weeks later, we went to go and start it and it was a flat again. So we've obviously got an electrical issue somewhere. But again, that's just part and parcel of second-hand machinery. We're not sure about the hours because I don't think the hour clock's running, but it looks like it's done about 2,700 hours. It's a 2016 model, so it's now at least 6 years old. And as I said, it's an ex-hire machine. So it's probably not seen too much love, but there's signs that it's been greased. And that brings me to one little issue we did find. Now, it's encouraging to see that this machine does actually come with a grease gun. But the thing is that grease gun is tie wrapped to the roll bar. And that, to me, would mean that no one's probably actually used it. But that said, being an ex-hire fleet machine, every time it went back to the depot, it should, in theory, have had a quick flash over anyway. And they should have checked it out, greased up, ready for the next job. So on initial inspection, we're looking at things like this, pins and bushes, what sort of wear there is. And you can see already, there's a fair bit of wear down at that bottom pin. But at this sort of age, and those hours, probably not really that unreasonable. Right, so the engine looks okay at first glance, but like I said, it has obviously got an electrical issue somewhere because even this brand new battery, that keeps going flat. And the second thing is, it doesn't really like starting that well, even when you use the glow plugs. So there's something else we're going to have to address there. Once it does fire up though, it runs like a dream. And that's no surprise because it's got a Kubota engine. Now, as far as the control levers go, well, there is a bit of play, as you can hear there. But things like that can be addressed, and we will do so once we get into it. And the whole point is, we're not going to make this machine like brand new as it left the factory, but we want to bring this back to a condition where it's on the button, safe and usable to go out and earn, basically earn its money back again. So overall, it's not in bad condition, as you say, but it does have quite a few problems. As I said, we've got electrical problems. It won't start. We've got issues like the pins and bushes are worn, some of them, so they're going to have to be replaced. We've got a lot of leaking hoses, and there seem to be some other leaks elsewhere underneath. But like I said, it's not a new machine. And that gives us that whole quandary, isn't it? Do you buy a new cheap machine, or do you spend money on a more expensive but second-hand machine, which is going to need money spent on it? Now, I think with these, these cheap Chinese machines, I think they're perfectly adequate for somebody that just wants to do a little bit in their garden. But to go out on a job site, I'm not so sure. And I think the telling thing will be in 2 or 3 years when you want parts, and they may not be available. Whereas at least with something like this, with a Kubota, you do get a full parts backup worldwide. That's what gives us the confidence to go down the second-hand route. Now, some of you may ask the question, why do we choose Kubota? That's quite simple. We already run Kubota equipment. We've got things such as the U17A-3, which is the 1.7 ton mini digger, and we really do like that. Been a great bit of kit for us. We've also got Kubota compact tractors and stuff like that. So we've always ran Kubota, and I've always hired Kubota. Now, here's the big question. How much did we pay for this 2016 Kubota 008? We gave £5,000 for this machine. If you look in the ads, you'll be paying for the same sort of machine, same sort of age and condition, upwards of £8,000, which gives us £3,000 to play with, to hopefully make sure that the engine's fine, the pumps are fine, because that's always an unknown when you're buying these type of machines. Pins and bushes, if we can do it all for less than £3,000, then we have got ourselves a good machine. So yes, it is a bit of a gamble, but I think it'll pay off. And at the end of it, we'll end up, hopefully, with a nice, tight machine that's on the button and is ready to go out to work and hopefully earn its money back. The alternative, as I mentioned earlier, is to buy a brand new, cheap Chinese machine, but there's still a lot of money. And these machines are designed by engineers to do a job and do it safely, comfortably, and there's also great parts backup worldwide with these. So I'm going to get busy now with the pen and paper, and I'm going to make a list of all the parts that I can see on the first initial inspection that we're going to need. It's fairly long. So I'm going to get that done, and then once we get into taking all the panels off and getting into it a little bit deeper, I think we're going to make that list a lot longer. So the big question is, if you had been in our position with that budget, would you have gone for the second-hand spares or repair machine and gone through it and get it up to speed, or would you have gone out and bought the brand new cheap Chinese machine? Put your answers in the comments section below. Now, what we're then going to do is randomly pick out 3 of the people that have commented, and those 3 people are going to win some goodies from Kubota and ourselves. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, we're going to start the process in the next episode where we do the oils and filters. Then we're going to be looking at all the undercarriage and try and find that electrical problem. And then we'll be doing pins and bushes, the same as we actually did on this machine here. And you can see what we did with this one over on Kimberly's channel. So, until the next one, do well. So this is the part where you can snap them off, but oh, it's good. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. We have got 1 or 2 electrical problems as well, unless maybe one of them